feel?
You know, it just feels good to be back on the court after sitting out after almost a year and a half. It just feels good to be back on the court.
Were you nervous at all for today?
Yeah, a little bit before the game, but not so much during the game.
Did you expect it to go that well? I mean, that was about as good as you could have drawn up.
I don't really go into a game expecting it to play good or bad, but you know, my teammates were looking for me. They found open shots for me, and I had a good game.
DJ, what did it do for you and for the other guys on the court to have an additional scoring presence?
I think it took a lot of weight off our shoulders. I think John did a great job coming in, spark off the bench. Exactly what we needed him to do. Just come in, you know, because it was trying to X me and Tim, so it was good for him to just find open lanes, just drive, and he was able to, you know, make some shots out. So I think it just makes us that much more deeper on the offensive end.
You've obviously seen him play for a year now. So what kind of excitement was it for you and the rest of the guys knowing what he brings to the table and then seeing him be able to execute the first time?
I was very excited, you know, because John, he been here, you know, he came last year over Christmas break. He's been working extremely hard. To finally see him on this court with us and to have the success he had, you know, I'm just very excited for him.
What was said, I guess, at halftime, and how did you guys respond and come out in the second half?
Attitude. We came in, coach said, yo, we got to play harder. We putting ourselves in this predicament. So have a great attitude. We'll come back out here. We got 20 minutes of basketball. Let's go out here and just do it.
Was there any carryover, I guess, this week from what happened last week for you guys?
Yeah, going into the game and all week in practice, we had that bitter taste in our mouth from losing that game. But you know, we learned from it. We moved forward, and we was down this game. You know, but we stuck with it. We was down, I think, 11 at the most. The coach said we never been down by that much and came back and won the game. So I think this showed that how much better we got since the last loss, and it shows our heart and how collective group we are.
Did you think, this is probably I think it's the longest break that you've had since you went to Europe. Do you think rust was at all a factor in the first half, or is it just a matter of what you're not doing?
No, I don't think rust. I think those guys did a great job of coming after us. You know, they started a small lineup and they jumped on us from the jump, pressed us full court. I think they sped us up a little bit in the first half, but I think throughout the game we started to slow ourselves down, you know, make good passes, and take care of the ball better.
And the Princeton game, the storyline was kind of you guys being able to close out the game, and you have the opportunity to do this right away again in the next game that you play. So does it help to get that sort of whole thing out of the way that you're able to close out a game that's this close?
Yeah, you know, it shows our growth. I think that was the first time we closed out a game that well since probably this whole year. But I think that's one of the things that Coach he preached to us, like we got to close out games. We were in so many games up and in, we just failed to, you know, execute down the stretch. I think today, Coach, he drew up some good plays for us. We played hard together, and we trusted each other. I think that helped us out.
John, what was it like when you first got out on the floor there, like the first time? What's going through your head?
I was just focused on playing defense and getting stops. And once I heard some of the people that came up for me, you know, cheering and yelling for me, it just gave me a lot of confidence.
So you have family and stuff?
Yeah, I had a lot of family and friends that came up to watch the game.
What did that mean to you?
It means a lot that I got a support system that can travel a couple hours just to watch me play, and it just gives me confidence.
All right. Anything else? Thanks.
Thank you.
Were you expecting Johnson to come out and give you 20 points in his first game back?
Not 20, but I expected double figures. He's been doing it for a year now. So I expected a good output. And it wasn't just his offense. I thought he did some good things defensively. He helped us get some steals and turnovers, and you know, they got 16 turnovers. It's really good for us. I mean, that's a good team. It's a good team. I mean, number 2 had a concussion. He was out for a while. I think Norfleet is a really good guard, really gets downhill and makes the refs, you know, make a call. They played good basketball. I'm proud of my group, though, because 12 threes and you still come out on top and win by 10. It's pretty good.
Do you feel like you got some Christmas presents with these new guys coming in to help you right before the game?
You know what's funny, and that's the other thing. Since I've been in this business, when you bring a guy in, transfer, Usually the flow, we were a little choppy in the first half. Rose Travis was sick. He's been battling sickness. That's why he was on the yo-yo. So, you bring in JJ, kind of messes things up. Now you bring in Jordan, kind of messes things up. And I don't want to take anything away from Mount St. Mary's, but we were definitely disjointed a little bit. And then I felt like we did a better job in the second half.
How important is it to get this game in before, have those guys play before you're facing
it? It was huge because after Princeton, you want to get the bad taste out of your mouth. You're up 20 and you lose. You want to just get back. Like, usually you have a game in 2 days in basketball. It's not like football. So we were stewing for a solid week, and the practices were great. And these guys were energetic before the game. But I knew Mount St. Mary's, they've been off for a couple of weeks. They got some guys healthy. They got good shooters. He's a good young coach. He's doing some great things there. But I'm glad we got this win before the Big Ten starts, the new season, the second season, so to speak.
Beyond just the points, it seems like John had a little bit of a flair for the dramatic in terms of the timing of some of his points.
Please don't feed into that. Please.
I'm just asking.
No. Next question.
You faced the similar situation that you did against Princeton with a close game in the final minutes, and it seemed like the veteran guys made veteran plays to get a veteran team a win. So what does it mean to be able to get that obstacle out of the way the very next game?
I completely agree with you, Ben. You have flashbacks of Bucknell. You have flashbacks of Ole Miss. You have flashbacks of Princeton. And, what we wanted to do in those huddles was calm everybody down and put guys in the right position to be successful. And I felt like they did that. I felt like we worked on it in practice. And I felt like we got the right guys to the foul line. And then we executed some different things. We tried to take Norfleet out of the game. Last minute and a half, we did some good things there.
In terms of three-point defense, did you do anything different in the second half?
You know what? They were on fire. I mean, it happens. I don't know what to tell you. Princeton, the last 2 minutes of the game, they catch fire. This team caught fire in the first half. I'll go back to Indiana, making 16 threes here my first year. I mean, it happens. You do everything you can to try to change rhythm. We went to a three-quarter group press. I went to zone. I went to a switching. I mean, I threw the whole kitchen sink. And they still were drawn.
With 9 in the first half and 3 in the second, though, was there...
No, we didn't do anything differently. However, we had some early bad turnovers. So when you have early bad turnovers, much like Princeton, you had some early bad turnovers, they're going to lead to open shots and a scramble. And when you're scrambling, that's when you're, most open to making mistakes.
You also, I think it was DJ had a rebound early in the second half, and I think you said, go, maybe a word in front of that.
Yeah.
What were you trying to push the pace? Did you think you needed to push the pace more?
I did. Look, these stats are amazing to me. I mean, they're amazing. They made 12 threes, we only made 2. Just amazing. But I felt like, we were doing a good job getting to the rim and getting ourselves to the foul line, so we had to continue doing that. And I feel like we're in good shape. We practice hard and got a great strength coach, and I get after them. So, we were trying to keep the game at a high pace, because I knew Norfleet would play a lot of minutes and WAC would play a lot of minutes, and they did. They played 39, 34, and Prescott played 32. So that's what we were trying to do.
Coach, leading into the Big Ten season, how do you feel if you had to, give the end of the semester report?
I would give us probably a B, maybe a B minus. But according to my wonderful idea over my left shoulder here, this is the most wins since 2009.
809, not conference.
So, I mean, it's something to write about, something to tweet about. All right, I mean, that's great. That's great for these guys. It easily could have been 10. It easily could have been 11. But for whatever reason, it's not. You got to learn from those losses, and that should make us more prepared for the Big Ten. We should be very well prepared for on the road and great teams that are going to come in here. So I'm excited. I felt like our non-conference has done a great job for us. I mean, we played every style you can imagine. Every style you can possibly imagine. We played it. So that excites me. We've seen everything. There's not going to be anything we're not ready for. And now we got 2 new guys. It makes our bench a little bit deeper, and foul trouble, and we got to keep getting Jordan in there. He looked like a guy who hasn't played in a year, and that's okay. And he'll continue to get reps, but maybe I was a little too aggressive with my non-conference. It was difficult, but with hearing that stat, I'm happy where we are right now.
To kind of go off of that, I think it's 3 years ago yesterday, before you were here, Penn State lost to Maine. They made the tournament that year, but it was kind of seen as a bad loss. So how important is it to get wins in the non-conference regardless of who you're playing?
They're the hardest games, Ben. They're the hardest games. Because you got small, quick guards. Everybody on the floor can shoot. They really take your bigs out of the game, even though you try to go, okay, we're bigger, let's put it inside. And we tried to do that today. But it didn't matter when they're making threes and you're only making twos. So now, we adjusted at the end. We played small. We played Ross at the five. That's what we got to do. You put your ego aside. You got to go win a game. You got to go win a game. So.
And it's kind of obvious what Jordan brings to the table from a body standpoint. I mean, do you have an idea of how you want to integrate him in moving forward?
Yeah, I'd like to see him get more minutes. He's got to continue to go in the right direction, go on that right path of, the speed of the game was much faster than it is in practice. It is what it is. But he's going to continue to get minutes. He's got great attitude in there. He was fired up to play. He's disappointed the way he played, but he didn't care. He's so excited about the win. So that's the type of kid you want to build around.
Is he banged up at all? I saw stats was looking at him. Or was he Jordan?
He just needs to stay hydrated. He's just got to stay hydrated, and again, he's jacked up. His heart's probably racing, and he hasn't played. So I give him a lot of credit.
And going off of that, are you guys in a good spot, team health-wise?
Yeah, how about that? Knock on wood. Everybody's pretty healthy. I think we're all bumped and bruised, like every team in the country. Ross Travis, I was very concerned about because he was sick the last 3 days. So, normally he plays 30, 34 minutes, and you feel good about it, but we had to get him out because of the illness. Keep him hydrated.
And from a general standpoint, Tim has 6 assists, 5 rebounds, and 15 points, but it felt like he wasn't necessarily pressing the issue, and you almost have 6 guys in double figures. What's the confidence for you in an offensive perspective?
I think Tim learned so much from last game, and I think he came out and you saw the way he's capable of playing. Let the game come to him, made simple, solid decisions, knew when to shoot, knew when to pass. He did a lot of good things out there, made winning plays, got winning rebounds, played with such a clear head in the second half. He was not going to let us lose that game. He wasn't.
Do you think he played with sort of a chip on his shoulder from last
No
night?
question. No question. The disappointment and the anger that he felt, I think he used that as a positive. And you looked at our offense, he did a great job. We didn't run much because they were pressing, they were double teaming, they were trapping. We just needed to make solid plays, and we did that. They took away our threes, and we just drove it, and got to the basket, so we did some good things. But that team's going to be very good in their league. They're going to be very good. That's it.
What's
Thanks,
your
guys.
schedule like the next?
My schedule?
No, not you, the team.
What am I doing?
Yeah.
You want to go out for a beer?
Yeah, I'm totally.
Am I allowed to say that? Probably not. Scratch that.
That's the
Scratch
headline right
that.
there.
Scratch that. Yeah. Chambers wants to
Buying
have beer.
everyone beers.
Yeah, exactly.
Chambers needs beer.
I gave him off tomorrow. We were going to work out tomorrow morning because I don't want to give him too many days off. We got to continue to stay in shape. And the Big Ten's approaching. Gave him the day off. I thought being down 11 and then coming back and showing some resilience and using relentless and not giving in and good body language, all that good stuff. Gave him the day off. And we'll be back here on the 26th. And we'll have good 27, 28, 29, 30, 4 days of solid practices going into the Big Ten.
To that effect, if Santa could give your team one gift, what would you hope it would be?
Wow. My team, huh? Interesting. I think Santa's given us everything. I think we're blessed. I'm serious. We got we're deep. We got good guards. We just got a big. So now we're deep in the big, in the 4 and 5. I think we're heading in the right direction. Santa's put us on that sleigh. We're ready to go. Thanks, guys. Merry Christmas. Happy.